Oh yeah, that guy. That's why he looked familiar. That is my pocket.
Anyway, we just got out of 2 movies. We're gonna do both in separate videos. My brain just died for a second. Anyway, we are here to talk about Disney. Despite so many people thinking this movie sucks.
This movie isn't even officially out until tomorrow. They haven't fucking seen it yet.
It's already technically opening weekend. Was last week.
And let me guess. I can tell you exactly who's complaining about this. I can picture their haircuts right now. They're very distinctive. Believe Karen is one of them complaining. Also, I'm getting a distinct musky smell from the other
Anyway.
subset. Basically, if you're complaining about a movie you haven't seen, I know about your life and I'm sorry for you.
Anyway, we are, of course, talking about the new Wish movie, which this one ended up crying.
I kept it together so long. So, first of all, get the negative out of the way. I have exactly one gripe. And that is one song that I thought was very forced and it really just felt like the studio execs went, let's put in something that we can record as a love song and have, like, Ariana Grande and, like, whoever the fuck else do this as a duet to be on the radio. Other than that song, I really have nothing to complain about. At least nothing major. And once you see it and you hear it, you'll know which song I mean.
I honestly can't think of anything negative either.
The animation is a little weird at first, but I love how they did it. So at first, I was kind of hoping they would go back fully to just the traditional 2D animation.
Yeah, they gave up on that a long time ago.
You know how Hunchback of Notre Dame, when it first came out, got a lot of flack? It was...
For combining the 2D and the 3D?
Let me speak. It was traditional 2D animation over a 3D animated background. We flipped it. And honestly, I like it better this way. Like, the characters are... We're getting away from the hyper-realistic kind of CG that especially Pixar has been doing lately. It's not like Brave, where someone animated every single strand of hair in Merida's head. It's not like the super realistic CG they've kind of been going for. By realistic, I mean the cartoon realistic, where every hair is... You know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's more of a... They just made their 2D animations 3D, kind of. And the backgrounds. Oh my god, the backgrounds. I almost broke 10 seconds into the movie. Because not only did we get a book cold open.
That they haven't done in a long time.
And if this one ever actually manages to edit and put up the video from the Disney 100 exhibition, you can see me freaking out about the books.
I need to post that.
Yeah, especially seeing as the museum asked you to link them to it when you were posted it, and that was like 3 or 4 months ago.
It was August. I keep forgetting that the video is done and ready to post, and I just keep forgetting.
I mean, you really just avoid posting or doing anything that is a collab with someone who could get you noticed, but we'll go into the psychological reasons for that self-sabotage later. Anyway.
Ouch!
But they did the book cold open, and they did the book kind of, it was the 3D animated instead of making an actual prop book, but it was still really nice, just to see them doing that again. And the pages were animated, so I mean, like, okay, I see why you did it that way, that was good. The backgrounds are hand-painted backgrounds, and I would have to look this up, but in the old days, Disney would reuse a lot of animation cells and just redraw new characters in the same poses, like, and reuse backgrounds and stuff. And some of them felt like they were taken, either copied directly or taken very closely from background animation cells in, like, Sleeping Beauty right in the opening there. It was... I just loved the background animation in this. Like, the background drawings were just... It felt so classic Disney. I loved it so much.
You really just need to start reviewing Disney movies.
I do. I really, really do. Also, I would like to point out that this movie came out exactly 1 month before the 100-year anniversary of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So, Snow White leads into our next thing. There are 100 Easter eggs in this movie for Disney 100. I did not see anywhere near all of them. But the biggest one that I will go ahead, click off the next, mute me until, whenever.
As y'all can tell, she is a very big Disney nerd.
So if you don't want the,
and she's taken over this whole video.
Yeah, it's Disney. You knew this was going to happen. Just think they don't look pretty. So, Kat, you can wait. What was I saying? So, if you don't want spoilers, especially on like the Easter eggs, here's the TLDR spoiler-free review. Please go see it. It is a love letter to 100 years of Disney, and I could not love it more. Unless that song was changed, then I could love it more. Other than that, I could not love it more. Alright, now, spoilers start now. After this, it's your own fault. So, the biggest reference to Snow White is that Asha's friends are basically the Seven Dwarfs. Dopey was what made it click for both of us, but all of these characters, down to their first initials, all of them are named. Obviously, they're not named after the dwarves, but Grumpy and Sleepy get, name dropped as they're like saying these attributes of the characters. It's very, I like the way they did it. But these characters very clearly the Seven Dwarfs.
Happy good.
Yep, I'm so happy for you. Yep.
I'm so happy for you.
And Bashful does what I do and sneaks up on people, and they pop up. Whoa! When the fuck did you get here?
Yeah, you little fucking ninja.
I get yelled at work for that a lot.
I need to fucking give her a cat bell, that way she can just, fucking not sneak up on me.
Wait until I get my ears re-pierced and find my Jingle Bell earrings.
Oh, God.
My coworkers will no longer complain that they don't hear me coming because they'll just hear the jingling.
No, now they'll complain about the jiggling.
Yes.
Either way, so, basic plot, so, I can actually contribute to the video. Root. So, bad guy of the movie is basically, the self-centered, narcissistic king. He believes it's his duty to basically protect people from getting heartbroken from dreams falling apart and not being completed the way that specific person wants it completed. So he studies magic, becomes a sorcerer, and basically starts taking people's wishes and storing them. But what they don't realize is when that happens, you forget what your wish is.
Well, that's the thing, is they do realize it, because, it's happened to enough people they know, but they don't kind of realize, because he keeps them going with, like, wish ceremonies. Once a month, one person will get their wish granted. So everyone's kind of kept alive on this false hope of one day it could be me.
Yeah.
There's a metaphor they probably didn't intend there for the capitalist temporarily disgraced millionaires. Everyone is keeping going with the status quo in the hope that one day they'll make it big and be the next Jeff Bezos, but that never happens for most of us. But
no, I guarantee that's part of it.
I guarantee someone in the line slipped that in without the execs noticing. But anyway, my
I don't know why I keep yelling.
Marxist ramblings aside. Yeah, like, so good. Also, you're old when your reaction to the villain isn't, boo, you're evil, but, man, you're kind of hot when you're evil.
No, that's just you being a creep. Anyway.
Ma'am, the amount of Disney adults who would fuck one or more fictional Disney villains, including the Lion.
Again.
It's not just me.
It's just you. Anyway.
It's not just me.
Back to the plot that you keep interrupting.
How's it feel?
Either way, the main character, Asha, wants to become, this king's apprentice. But as she gets to know him, she learns all of his secrets, that, he doesn't actually plan on granting most of the wishes. Anything that he deems, could ruin his kingdom or whatever, doesn't get granted. And her entire motive is that she wants to get her grandfather's wish granted before he passes away. Because he's, purposely turning 100.
Yeah, very clearly the metaphor for the company as a whole. Which is brought home at the very end. There is a post-credits scene, and once you hear what he is doing, you will see how he is a walking metaphor for the company.
Which, since we're already in the spoilers, his personal wish is to show the younger generations.
It's to inspire the younger generation.
Which, clearly a metaphor for Walt himself.
Yeah, he's very clearly the Uncle Walt character. Even though the character design is... They didn't go for just making him look like Walt. They didn't go for just making him look like anyone in the Disney family. He just looks like some kindly old grandpa character.
But when she finds everything and he shows her how the wishes work and all that, she's turned down for the job because she questions him. The entire concept of, questioning authority.
Mm-hmm. Because she specifically points out, and she does get angry, she points out, how can you just keep people's wishes? If you're not going to grant them, couldn't you just give them back? And let them pursue them on their own?
So, she has her princess song, is I guess what they call them. And in the process, wishes on a star that then comes to life. And oh my god, Star is adorable.
You need to get that popcorn bucket the next time we go back. Yeah, see if your AMC has the Star popcorn buckets. They light up.
Well, we gotta make sure they only light up and not flash. Because please don't kill me via popcorn bucket.
The one there was very specifically just a solid light. Also, we got the flash popcorn bucket.
And I haven't turned it on.
I'm surprised you left the batteries in it, to be honest.
I haven't put them back in since I washed it.
No,
in fact, I took the batteries out and they're in the remote. But Star comes to life, gives the talking animal character, which is so awesome. I want him. Has a stuffed animal. He's
Alan Tudyk plays a Disney companion animal and finally gets to speak.
Who knew my voice would be so low?
I love him so much.
I love that little goat.
I feel like some Disney companion animals have gotten a lot of flack in recent years for being unnecessary comedic relief, which, first of all, fuck you. This is made for children. What do you want?
Disney tattoo idea. Valentino and Abu from Aladdin hanging out with each other.
You're making me want a sleeve of nothing but Disney animals. And I have no room for that. I need you to stop giving me ideas.
No, that's for me.
Kara, if you see this, I need to talk to you. I have ideas.
Either way. So, they communicate basically telepathically with
He plays charades with her.
But he's so cute.
I love him.
I love when he sees So basically, they start trying to figure out how to, free all the other wishes. And when she shows Star the wishes, he reacts to each of them based on what the wish is. And he sees the
muscle.
He just, woof. It's so adorable.
I love talking about the fact that the little star is this big and ready to throw hands.
I'm gonna punch you.
Like, his little angry face, and he's just like, sir, you don't have sleeves. What are you pushing up? I love you so much. I love him. I love that little star so much.
It's adorable. So, basically, the star is there to, help her on her way of, stopping him from doing everything. Eventually she gets caught and, basically, I guess you could call it exiled.
Kind of, she exiles herself.
Basically, he starts getting even more evil and, uses angrier magic, and
his villain song was good.
I loved his villain song.
Like, the first song he has was the one that was meh, but his villain song was good. Also, if anyone else saw the same leaked footage that I did, it looks like it was from very early in the production, but it was basically like a video comparing Maui's You're Welcome and Moana and all of the great epic drawing and cinematography that was going on in that, and then put Magnifico's villain song next to it and was like just the backgrounds and the words on the screen. That was very early in production or completely fake, because I can assure you that is not what that is. There is actual, like, animation. And I think this is a good segue into the Easter eggs, because Magnifico's thing, he knows how handsome he is. And about halfway through, you start to notice he is obsessed with mirrors and looking at himself in mirrors.
He is extremely vain.
And a lot of the flash in his songs comes from him making copies of himself or flashing his images on mirrors. And it's just so well done.
And, since you brought that part up, spoiler, if you don't understand the metaphor, by the end of the movie, when, Asha wins, his punishment, basically, instead of, how Disney won't actually kill villains off, or they rarely
except for Gaston, because fuck you, Gaston.
Or the fucking hunter from Tarzan.
Or Oogie Boogie, the one time that the,
not made by Disney, so that does not count.
Which explains why it's the one time that the protagonist... Which explains why it's the one time the protagonist has gleefully murdered the villain.
Yeah. That was all Tim Burton, not Disney. Either way.
Speaking of Disney, you keep remaking shit. Black Cauldron, you fired Tim Burton the first time. I don't know what the fuck you were thinking, but call him. Do it again. But better this time. Yes, you can speak now, sorry.
By the end of the movie, he becomes the mirror on the wall from Snow White.
Flashes the original mirror, like, mask thing when he's sucked into his scepter, and it's so good.
So,
okay.
I want to know how they're going to fully connect the Wish universe, because, it's Disney. They're going to make a sequel out of this.
Honestly, I'm sure they're not really going to try and connect it to existing Disney stuff. I think all of these connections are just there for us because we know what they are. I think it's going to stay as self-contained as any Disney universe ever does. Like, we all know about all of the references. I mean, A113, anyone, in, like, everything.
But they reference a lot of different Disney movies throughout, character name dropping and,
Fantasyland in the Sky, dig it, Walt. How about Neverland? Peter Pan.
Right?
Nanny for your horrible children? Popping that one. Mary Poppins. Yeah, there's a scene where he destroys wishes, and it's very clearly just dropping Disney movies.
Yeah. At the end, during the ending scene, there's a lot of different locations you can pay attention to. Like, I saw the Cave of Wonders in the background.
And that is at the very, very end, like the logo roll at the end after everything. But there's Matterhorn, Pride Rock, the lanterns from Tangled in the lagoon in front of the castle. She saw the Cave of Wonders. There's probably more we didn't see.
Because Aladdin is my favorite Disney character.
Now that I'm thinking about it, might have been a Tree of Life from Animal Kingdom, but I'm not sure because I was kind of blinking back tears at that point.
So, the whole basic plot is she wants to stop Magnifico from, keeping everyone's wishes away from them. So, with the help of Star, her friends, her talking goat, and, everything, she does everything she can to free those wishes because he basically keeps them captured in his castle.
And I would like to point out one part that I think people are going to have a, well, how did that work gripe about one thing. First of all, it's a cartoon animated movie. Goats are talking and stars are coming from the sky. Suspension of disbelief, you bitter bitches. Other than that, it's a part where she's singing and she should not be able to be heard by anyone because she's gasping for breath and how far away they are. But I would like to point out she is near Magnifico, aka King Ego. You're telling me that bitch does not have a microphone, like a magical microphone on everything going on up there so he can gloat about it? I'm sure he's amplifying her and him and everyone else just so everyone can hear how badly he's won. Like, there is a very clear in-universe explanation for that. It's just not spoon-fed to you. I think we should do a Easter egg roundup of what we caught.
And then, no, let them figure things out on their own. If we're going to do that, we should do an actual video on it. When the movies...
Okay, but there's like 100 of them and I've got less than 20.
Okay.
I would like to just point out the ones I found.
Okay.
So...
I wasn't really looking for any of them because I wanted to enjoy the movie.
That was enjoyable. What are you talking about? So, we mentioned the Man in the Mirror, we mentioned the Seven Dwarves. Also, shout out because the Doc character, who is adorable, she walks with a cane and has a pronounced limp, and I love her, and I love that little bit of rep. Anyway, continuing on.
Oh, now that you need a cane, you...
It would have made me happy other than that, but now it feels a little extra special. So, we have Little John and Bambi are mentioned by name.
Yeah.
When they make animals
Seven
talk.
Dwarves.
There's dancing flowers, so clear Alice in Wonderland reference.
Dancing mushrooms.
Yes. There are... the star makes a quill come to life, and he's drawing like half a hidden Mickey before he stopped. There is the Evil Queen's poisoned apple in one scene.
You know, Peter Pan, Mary Poppins.
Are name dropped. Peter Pan is also at the end.
Who was the third one that was in that scene? Because it was 3 bubbles that he destroyed.
Yeah, the other one was one that could have been like literally any of 50 Disney movies because it was like True Love, no. Yeah. So True Love's Kiss, which as we know is kind of a Disney shtick at this point. So that was just a cheap shot.
At this point?
The other 2 bubbles were very targeted. This one was buckshot. Like you're gonna hit something.
Right.
But like, and then the part that got me, the part that broke me. This is a major end spoiler, so please click off now. Don't say I didn't warn you. At the end, Star gives Asha a wand, and as he puts it together, it is the fairy godmother's wand from Cinderella. Like, very clearly. And she gets called a fairy godmother, and I was just about sobbing. Alan Tudyk's comic relief brought me back. And then at the end, the star makes fireworks, and there is the hidden Mickey moment behind the castle, and he flies over and makes the logo, the Tinkerbell flying over the castle, and I started bawling. I lost it.
You're such a dork.
And there's so many characters, like classic Disney characters drawn in Stardust down the sides of the credits. There's Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Aladar from Dinosaur for some reason.
Every single movie that was released by Disney had their own star. It will literally went in order of release date.
Yeah. But yeah, like there was a lot. And it was so good. Rapunzel was funny because her hair just kept going for like an entire scroll's worth. It's great.
So, final verdict, go see it. If you're a Disney fan, go watch it.
If you're an absolute Disney fanatic, go watch it.
Like,
if you need to go pee, do so early during that one song. You're really not going to miss much. It's bleh. As soon as he shows her the wishes, like, you're only missing the animation in that. The song itself is...
But if you go into a movie, you should always pee before you start the movie.
Yes, but if you have little children and need to, after that they're not allowed. During that song. That's my only gripe, is I hated that song. It was just, it felt stilted and stunted and awkward, and it was well performed, but it didn't belong.
My favorite was the villain song.
Yes. Villain song is definitely the best.
So, that being said, go watch it. It was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Was it cliche and predictable? Yes.
But what else do you want from a love letter to 100 years of fantasy schmaltz?
Facts. So, thank you for watching.